Hello, I'm Eli Cranor, and I'd like to tell you about the origin of my forthcoming novel, Broiler. I spent a decade teaching in public schools across Arkansas. Back at the start of my career, I had a group of Mexican American students who couldn't stay awake during class. After a few days of this, I went to see my principal, and he informed me that the students worked 10-hour night shifts at the local chicken processing plant, then came to school in the morning. He told me to let them sleep, and I did. When those students finally awoke, I began asking them questions. I learned about the processing line, the never-ending stream of broilers, the metal mesh gloves, the dull knives. More than that, I started to get an idea about these kids' lives, experiences that were so far outside of my own existence, it was hard for me to fathom. I was writing back then, but I knew I wasn't ready to tell that kind of story, not until I experienced my own personal tragedy. In the years between the birth of our children, my wife and I grieved 2 miscarriages. When our son was born, years later, our hearts split open and a new kind of love poured out, an all-consuming, ferocious affliction. It was from that place that I began to write this novel. Broiler was far and away the hardest manuscript for me to complete. The novel delves into motherhood, miscarriages, and the horrors so many undocumented workers face in chicken processing plants. I've never been a mother. I've never worked on the line or combated the challenges our country imposes on immigrants. But I am an author, which means I endeavor to be a person on whom nothing is lost, as Henry James once wrote. And though this story was a challenge, though I'll never truly comprehend all that my wife and my students endured, I've done my best to do the one thing every author must do when he puts the black on the white. I've tried to meet the challenge with love. Broiler hits shelves July 2nd, 2024.